welcome to another episode of Our Point of View. Today, we are going to be talking with Miss Porsche Statewide, and she's going to be telling us about her journey as a Mary Kay consultant director. But before we start talking to her, let's say hello to our host, and welcome back, Miss Santa Mickle.
Hello, everybody.
And also, we have retired Captain Jackson. Hi, Cap, how are you?
I am doing wonderful. How about you?
Great. Thank you so much for asking. And now let's introduce our special guest, Miss Porsche Statewide. Hello,
Good
Miss
evening.
Porsche. How are you?
Awesome.
Good. Well, thank you so very much for joining us. We are so glad that you're here this evening.
Thank
So
you.
why don't you just tell us a little bit about you?
Okay, can you hear me okay? I think Jacqueline froze up on me here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. Well, again, everybody, I'm Porsche Statewide, and I'll just tell you just a little bit about myself. I'm married to my high school sweetheart, and we've been married for 49 years. Get excited.
Wow.
And
That's awesome.
we have two beautiful daughters, and we have an awesome furry friend named Yogi-san. And we've been living in Middle Georgia for 30 years now. After we retired Air Force, we decided to make Middle Georgia our home, but we're originally from Arkansas. So that's pretty much about a wrap about me.
Well, that's awesome. The fact that you said 49 years married, you look like you're just 49 years old.
I know.
That part right there.
Thank you.
Wow.
True
Wow.
state.
And thank you for your service.
Definitely.
You will.
Definitely. So tell us, why did you decide to go with Mary Kay?
Well, the reason why I joined Mary Kay really just to make a little extra money, but deep down, being a military wife and I was always career oriented, I knew that every time we got a new assignment, I would have to start my job search from the bottom and work my way up. And I was looking for a career because I realized my husband had a career and I just had a job. And I realized the difference between the two. So when the Mary Kay opportunity approached me, I figured, hey, if we ever moved again, I don't have to give up anything. I can just move this wherever we go. So just a little side gig, because I never sold anything and didn't know anybody when we got stationed here. So I'm just going to try it for 30 days and just see how it would work.
And it worked well for you after the 30 days?
Yeah, it turned to 30 years. Can you get excited?
Yeah, right.
Now, was it 30 years straight or was there a pause in there?
There was, well, in Mary Kay with the flexibility, that's what I loved about it, the flexibility. I can work it when I want to, but anytime I decided I want to promote myself, I connected with the right people to make that happen. Now, as every, new consultant come in, we don't know much about the business, and I was that consultant. I did everything wrong in Mary Kay. But when I made the decision, to really peek into pink about this business and connected with the right people, I found that the journey was a little bit easier. So no, I don't take all the credit. Like I came in, I knew everything about Mary Kay, but I had people to mentor me and show me how to climb the ranks in Mary Kay.
Okay, so you were there for how long your first go around with Mary Kay? How long were you in the business?
I joined Mary Kay in 88 and I stayed to 2000. And life hit, family situation hit, and I decided to step away from Mary Kay. It was about 2 years before I decided to come back. But what I discovered, I had built a customer base and my customers were still calling me, contacting me about Mary Kay product, even when officially I wasn't in the business. But when I decided to come back the second time around, I was an empty nester at that time. And I just made a decision. Everything that I have learned, and I was trained by Mary Kay. I want to make that impact to other women. So that's when I made a decision in 2002 to come back into Mary Kay and teach and empower other women. And that's what I did. So here we are today in 2022. Can you get excited?
So now, when you left Mary Kay the first time, what happened to your customers?
Nothing. It was there. It was still there. They didn't know anything. And because I was still able to service my customers, um, it did that part of Mary Kay, because there's two sides of the business. My customer side stayed solid. But when what I would call the career side of Mary Kay, that's the area that I had to really take charge of. But my customer base work that I did years ago with them, introducing them to the product, the residual income just kept coming. But when I decided to step into the leadership side of Mary Kay, that's where I really had to take charge and really, focus to get to that position.
Okay. Okay. So your customers were still calling you, and
See, the beauty about this business, it's the knowledge. Once you have the knowledge, you can use it anytime that you want. So that never went away. If I wasn't officially a Mary Kay consultant, but the knowledge that I had, I still knew how to do customer service. I knew how to meet my new customers and take care of them. Those skills I never lost. But to have the position that I was striving for, the leadership position, yeah, I had to prepare myself for that, where to be official, then being a Mary Kay director. So again, it's just two sides of the business. I decided it's kind of like a pie. I didn't want just a slice of the pie. I'm a little greedy. I want the whole pie. So again, that's why I'm a consultant as well as a director. So I service my customer, and as a director, I'm on the leadership side of Mary Kay.
okay. So talk to us a little bit about your passion. What's your passion with Mary Kay?
Wow. My passion about this business that I do, I love empowering other women. I always say it's just like a little silent genie on the inside, but if somebody just come along and just kind of polish it just a little bit, all her God-given abilities just burst. And I just love to see women come in as a tight rosebud, and they so scared. I said, bring it, bring it, bring it, scared, because that's the best way to do it. But then when you see them blossom into a leadership position, it's amazing. It's just amazing. So I always say we're just ordinary women doing some extraordinary things.
Well, Ms. Stripe, I've been a brand new consultant myself, loving every minute of it. I am. When you look at me, would you say, if I could go back and do it again, one thing that I would not do, what would you say? What would you give me? I wouldn't waste my time. I wouldn't waste your time. I would not do this thing again.
Oh, wow. That's a deep question, Santa. Let's see. What would I do? What I would not do? Procrastinate.
Okay.
I would not procrastinate. I would have went straight to the top in Mary Kay. People always tell me, say, Porsche, you just national. That's the top as you can go into Mary Kay. But procrastination is a serious thing. It can keep you back from achieving a lot of things. I think, I would have just pressed through regardless of all the obstacles that were in the way, and not trying to figure it out, thinking about it. What should I do? Pray about, just do it. And so I think I would have did things quicker and faster and trust the process.
Let me ask you, just listening to you, it sounds like it's just passion and it's just radiating all over your face, all in your background, all the words, everything. So what are those ways that you really hone into your people and bring it out of them? How do you bring that or begin to grow that passion out of your folks, your customers, your people, your tribe?
Well, first of all, I know how they feel. I know how they feel because I felt the same way. But I found if you do it this way, you get through the process. So because of my experience, I always say I was a trailblazer for Mary Kay, especially for women of color. I was that trailblazer. So yeah, I'll take the bloody knees. I'll take all what needs to take to make it easier for someone else to come through, this business. So I just feel I'm a trailblazer. Yeah. So any story they want to tell me, I've heard it, I've been there, I've done it. I promise you, you'll get through the process. You will get through it.
Well, see, I'm a Mary Kay consultant as well, a new Mary Kay consultant. And my issues are getting the customers, because when you say Mary Kay, the first thing they'll say is, oh, I don't wear that makeup. And I'm like, no, Mary Kay is not just about makeup, it's skincare as well, but they just don't want to do it. People already have their regimen that they use. They want to, go to Walmart or Target and buy their items that they use or whatever. Sometimes they just don't want to, switch. It's like, if it's not broke, don't touch it. So what were some of the things that you did to get loyal customers? Not just someone who's going to buy some lipstick,
Right.
or someone who's going to maybe buy, something small, somebody who wants to really invest in themselves. What were some of the tricks of the trade that you did to get your clientele?
Well, to be honest, I value people's opinion. If they're loyal to something, and I would let them know, hey, I would value your opinion, not try to sell them anything. I just value their opinion. And so once they find, wow, this is different than what I'm using. So I just always value people's opinion because I'm not a salesperson. And if I come across that way, and women have an intuition, they know for you the real deal. When you go to a car salesman, women really don't want to deal with a car salesman because we know, but when you genuine, and I just value your opinion. And she sit down and give me her opinion because people, looks that I love eye shadows and different things. So my customers taught me how to do my eye shadows. I said, girl, could you show me how to hook my eyes like you? And she could be using another brand. Could you show me how I can get my Mary Kay eyeshadow to look like that? Well, women love giving their opinion. Mm-hmm. So once I understood that, I never had a problem as far as an objective or this is something she don't want to do. Women love to give you their opinion. I would just ask whatever brand you're using, I would love to get your opinion. If they're using another brand, I would just say, hey, you're the person I've been looking for. I would value your opinion because I've been looking for somebody who wore whatever brand she is that she's wearing. Mm-hmm. And it has always worked for me.
Now, do you just go out and, to the mall and talk to people, or, what do you do? What's like some of your tricks that you do?
Well, that's not my personality, and I applaud anybody who can just walk up to strangers. But I'm a person, I like to see people busy people. And it could be busy shopping or, whatever. But I like to strike up a conversation. Like if I saw Cynthia somewhere, didn't know who she was at the time, and she was looking at shoes, I'm looking at shoes, and Cynthia, don't you dare give me a compliment because I'm getting ready to turn this conversation around. So if you say, girl, I like those shoes you got on. What size do you wear? How many colors does it come in? Oh, by the way, do you have a Mary Kay consultant? And I always have my lipstick, but I always keep my lipstick and my laptop here. But I have my business card as something to give to her because I don't think Mary Kay all day, every day. But I always have something on me, if it's my Mary Kay pen or something on where people can identify, who I am. And so, Cynthia and I, we have made a connection. And if she hadn't used Mary Kay, I would just say, hey, I would love to introduce you to our new spring colors or whatever we have new. And that's how we get the ball going. But I'm attracted to people that are busy doing something. And and I can approach.
So I got a question for you. So if I saw you And as certainly as glamorous as you look, it's going to be something pink to give it away. It's going to be well, I guess they still do Cadillacs,
Oh,
Escalade.
yes.
I think they got, do they have pink Bentleys now?
No, not they. I think, well, no, not in the States. They don't have the pink Bentleys.
Well, look, I know if they did, you would have one already.
But I have
But
one of the cars. I'm working towards the Cadillac.
if and that's a wonderful thing.
Thank
But I
you.
know if I saw you and you came at me with the Mary Kay thing with that lipstick, I'm going the other way because I can't let you do it. I got too much manly in me to let you hit me with some lipstick. However, I do know y'all have some men's products.
Absolutely.
So what sorts of things do you have for the brothers, or I should say the brothers, because it could be my Caucasian counterparts as well. But what do you have for
Absolutely.
men?
For men, we have a fabulous skincare line for men because I always tell women, you know, you want to look young and keep your skin nice and right, but you want your man as well. So we have a fabulous skincare line for men. We have signature fragrance for that young guy, for that, you know, more mature man. And yeah, so Mary Kay got you from face, hands, lips, fragrance, yeah, as well as feet. Get excited. We're teaching our men how to take care of your feet.
Yeah, you got some hardworking brothers out there to stay on the feet all day.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So when they can come home and she can pamper him, oh my gosh, Mary Kay products can do wonders.
That's all right. So you can keep the water from bubbling when the feet go in the water.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now, Portia, you know, back in the day when you would say Mary Kay, you would always think of, you know, Caucasian women. So how has the African American woman grown in Mary Kay?
Wow, good question, Jacqueline. You know, when I came to Mary Kay in '88, it was Mary Kay who? Mary Kay who, especially in the African American community. And so again, being that trailblazer, I took that mantle and I said, I will be the one to get the foundation shade correct, to make sure she looks her best. Take the time. It didn't matter what economic status she was, if she was the colonel's secretary, or if she was the lady working at McDonald's, she's gonna get the same quality of service. And so it was a group of us. We have a rich history of African American women that really were trailblazers, that reach back and help others. So, but now today in 2022, we have women from all walks of life, you know, engineers, we have doctors, African American women that are engineers and doctors. And I'll be wondering, why would you want to do something like Mary Kay? But yeah, I guess, you know, for the retirement, for the leadership, there is no glass ceiling or anything like that. And it's amazing these past 2 years, we have more African American millionaires in Mary Kay now than ever in the history of Mary Kay. And I mean, these young women that's coming vibrant. And so, you know, we're leaving a legacy because Mary Kay said, you know, even for the girls who haven't been born yet, we need to hold this just to give them choices. You know, they can have a choice if they want to do something for themselves or if they want to work for somebody. It's okay. All we're doing is laying a platform for women for financial security, where, you know, if a situation come up with my husband, will I be able to carry on the family financially? I told you earlier, I came to America to make a little extra money. Why I stay in the game of Mary Kay, because I want to be financially independent. And I teach my daughters how to be financially independent. And any other woman, you know, it's good to just have the information under your belt. So if the time ever comes, you had to use it to be financially independent, you have a resource to do that, to make that happen.
Now you talking about millionaires in Mary Kay. We just had one who retired after 30 years. Gloria Mayfield.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she
She
is
was the
amazing.
number one. And I'm gonna tell you, she's She was in her 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s. She's 60 years old and was in her 60s. And the number one, the highest paid ever in Mary Kay. And she only came into Mary Kay to make some extra money to keep both her kids in daycare.
Wow.
That was it. Never thought in her wildest dream she would be, and she's retired now. I don't know what her tune of her retirement is, but it's a nice chunk of money that she, she's retired to the age of 80. So, yeah.
Wow.
So Mary Kay has a retirement plan as well?
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, that's why a lot of young women, educated college women, are looking at this Mary Kay opportunity. And as well as men, Captain, we have men that have really looked into this business. It's not just lipstick and foundation. That they going to the top. I don't know if Mary Kay was prepared for that, because she
Right.
designed this company for women. But whosoever you do the work, you reap the benefits. So we do have a lot of men in these past 2 years, since this COVID situation, really sit down and look at and say, hey, it's some money to be made in this Mary Kay. And so now we have seen men explode in this company. So, Captain, if you know some guys, looking for leadership and get paid well for doing it, teaching others, how to move up in this business, there's room at the top, plenty of room.
Well, I think I'm gonna call on you to do that presentation, because I can't do it. But
Okay.
but
Okay.
look, sometimes it's about knowing the right folks, right, to step into the gap,
Yeah.
to be able to make that presentation. So I would that's just as effective, because I know right now, this very second, you have a brother all tight to death. And
Now,
go ahead, Jackie.
and Ms. Portia, when you first started, did you have the support of your family and friends? Because that's something hard, with people who are women who are entrepreneurs who starting out, there's that support system is not always there. So did you have that?
Okay, well, for me, I really don't understand what the support system should be, because when I made a decision, I wanted to do Mary Kay, I didn't get permission from anybody. This is something I wanted to do. So when I came in, when I got all my material, I just went out and did what I needed to do. I didn't ask my husband, is it okay? What do you think? And I didn't. I guess I was too dumb to doubt. I didn't have time to think about what wouldn't work. I didn't. I just said, okay, I got this kid. Okay, let me find somebody with some skin on their face. And just say, hey, could I get your opinion of my Mary Kay? Or could you help me with my training? I didn't come off as if I got it all together. I'm this top salesperson. No. And so from there, when I got ready to move to the next level, then I had to go and ask somebody and say, okay, how do I get to this level? And what is the benefit? And so when I saw Mary Kay, a clear career path, when you do this, you get this, you do this, you get this, I just started taking those steps of, those steps on the ladder. So as a consultant, I looked on the next step to see, okay, what is the next promotion? What is the benefit? And how much money can I make? When I reached that level, then I took the next step. So I just kept climbing, but no, I didn't. I did have people to tell me no. And I learned this phrase, wrinkle, wrinkle, wrinkle. And I went to the next person. So now when they see me now, 30 years later, Portia, we should have listened. I said, but it's never too late. It's never too late. When they told me no, they didn't have time for a facial or whatever, and they didn't use Mary Kay. But 30 years later, when they see me, Portia, girl, I don't know what I was thinking. I said, it's never too late. You can start now. Yeah. But I learned how, I don't know. Not that I won't say I learned, but I never thought about who would support me, or I just didn't. And I guess I wore the product. I knew about the product because I used it. And so when people, I guess my face was my billboard. So they said, okay, I didn't just go out just looking like, anybody and expecting people to buy from me. But yeah, I had to look like a Mary Kay consultant. So yeah, I suited up, when my husband put on his uniform, I put on my uniform and went out, and people, people say, hey, what color lipstick that you wear? By Mary Kay. Oh, I didn't know Mary Kay had, colors for us. So yeah. So that's how I build. I just wore I wore it with confidence. My fragrance, I smell good. If y'all can smell this fragrance I got on, smells luminous. It smells amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so you
So
have to go ahead, Eric.
I was gonna say, so now I know Mary Kay has been around for years. I do know that. Is that still, obviously it's a family-run company? Are there still descendants of Mary Kay that are still running it? 'Cause I don't believe, I certainly don't want to come across disrespectful. I don't believe she's still amongst the living. So
No, she's not. She's not.
she have sons, daughters, members of the
Her
family?
grandchildren, her son. She
Oh,
has a
wow.
son, Ryan.
Okay, so
Yes.
he's running the business now, and
As far as running the business, he is a part of it.
okay.
But I don't know, Mary Kay, the business is so solid because we have our national sales directors that
Okay.
play a part in running the company. And I
Okay.
mean, everything is just in place. It's in place.
Okay.
So we're
Okay.
safe, secure, solid, and locked down.
And it's outside of the US too. It's all over the world, right?
All the way in 35 countries.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're impacting women. International Women's Month. Yeah, we're all over the country.
Now, when they have conferences, do they have conferences in other countries that you can actually, go to, or they just have them over here in the United States for, people?
No, they have in each country, but it's not like the one in the United States. I was sharing with my husband, every so often they have international, our big conferences in Dallas. And sometimes they have an international where all the other directors from all over the country come to our seminar, what we call a seminar. And it's so amazing. Their eyes like, wow, we've never seen anything like this before. But we all speak a different language, but we all can say Mary Kay. That's what we have in common. So to see their directors and director suit, even their product was different from ours because Mary Kay manufactured the product for their country with the resource and everything in their country. So when they come to the United States, it's like, oh my gosh, it's such on a big level when they come. So we get to see our international sister directors. Every once in a while, they get to fly out, come into Dallas and be with us.
Now, with COVID and our, the pandemic and everything, we were doing things differently because before you used to be in, your girlfriend's kitchen, have, a few friends around, have a Mary Kay party. Now it's on Zoom. So how can, women get passionate or excited about doing a Mary Kay Zoom when they're so used to being able to see the product, touch the product, see the skin, see the results? So how do they get passionate about it now?
Wow. Let me say this. They always say Mary Kay has stood the test of time of the depression, I wasn't in depression time, but during a recession, during a recession, and now here we are in a pandemic, Mary Kay still standing the test of time. What we did, we pivot. And we just brought the principles of Mary Kay into a Zoom screen. Now, somebody asked me 2 years ago, I'll be doing Mary Kay or doing anything like this on a Zoom screen. I couldn't even imagine. But look where we are today. So this is how we operate. Mary Kay have all the apps available, especially for these, the what I call this new generation with all the technology.
Yeah.
I mean, and we learn because we always say school is never out for the pro in Mary Kay. So again, having that young generation of sister directors that's teaching our seasoned directors how to operate this business, it's been phenomenal. It's just, again, connecting with the right people on how you're doing this business now on Zoom. And we're doing it. We're holding parties and men parties and birthday bashes and couples part. I mean, whatever theme you want, we can make it happen. We just change our backdrop. That's all we have to do. And come on and teach people how to take care of their skin.
So is that easier?
Yeah.
Is it easier?
Is it easier doing it on Zoom because you can have like maybe 5 or 6 parties in one day because you don't have to leave home? You just invite
Yeah, and
everybody.
then I
to
can
the
go
Zoom.
all over the world. You see, before I can only do Mary Kay right here in my town, Centerville, Georgia. But now, I mean, on my Zoom, I have women from all over the United States that's on my Zoom screen where I'm, they become customers of mine or maybe my team members. But yeah, I love it. So I'm not limited to just a few people.
You mentioned about the diversity of it all and different backgrounds and stuff. I have to ask you about your background because that's the first time I've seen Final Four with diamonds and lipstick and stuff. So you got yeah. You got to tell me about that.
We're making shots. We're making shots.
You making all kind of shots. So you've got to explain that.
Okay, well, with our Final Four in Mary Kay, we're coming up to the end of our seminar year where we're hitting some big goals. We're shooting for some big goals. And so we have March, April, May, June to finish the Mary Kay seminar year. So that's what the Final Four represent for our queens, car winners, new directors, nationals, whatever your goal may be. New consultants coming in, red jackets, whatever. We have the Final Four. You got 4 months to shut it down to finish it out for the Mary Kay seminar year. And we are so excited, so excited.
Nice. Now, as long as Mary Kay has been around, I know there are top scientists that are, behind the scenes, making these things happen and so forth. I'm sure they've been in keeping with the times. It's different people that are more environmentally conscious and certainly about those types of facial and body products. So I take it y'all have been keeping up with those new technologies and innovative ways and best practices as it relates to Mary Kay and the products.
Absolutely. Our packaging is environmental friendly. And the consultants on it, you probably didn't know the popcorn packaging that comes in your box. They're made from potato skins. And you can put them in your sink and just run water and they just melt away.
Are you
serious? You didn't know that,
wow.
did you? Yeah. Mary Kay, right? And Mary Kay,
oh my gosh. Really?
Yeah, try it. You get
tonight.
I just run around in your sink. They're potato skins. Yeah.
Wow.
I had like 3 or 4 boxes full. I just take them, dump them all in one box. I'm like, how do I throw this away?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try that.
Wow, potato skins. Well, I can't put them on the oven and have them smashed.
No, you can't break those. No, not at all.
But they dissolve.
So you're good.
They will dissolve.
Okay. Now how are they gonna do with the sink? Are they gonna go down?
Now look, Jack, I don't put a whole box, but I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying, when you're gonna put a couple of them in the sink, run some water, and they're gonna dissolve. Is it gonna mess with the piping?
Huh?
Is it gonna mess with the piping or anything?
Well, no, I'm sure if you pour a whole box, you know how your product come in a box,
right?
And you dip the whole box and then one right now. I just want you to take a few of them, maybe just a handful, and just see, you know, how they just melt away.
Look, Jackie, if this stuff in that box, that biodegradable stuff, looks as good as Miss Statewide does, pour it down the sink. If for nothing else, those pipes gonna look good. They're gonna look good. They're gonna smell good. It's gonna go real easy.
Oh wow! Wow.
You're funny. So tell us, what is your goal as far as Mary Kay? I mean, you want to retire after how many years, or what level do you want to get to?
Well, my goal, first off, about the retirement program, you have to be at least age 65 to retire in Mary Kay. And then you have to function as a national for at least 5 years to earn your full retirement. That's not my goal. My goal is to be a top director, $1 million director. So, as long as I'm working my business and preparing for my retirement on that side, that works for me. So again, Mary Kay give you choices, so you don't have to cut yourself out of the game. in this business. But for me, my goal is to be a top director in Mary Kay. And by doing that, is producing other top directors like Gloria Mayfield. But with Gloria, she was able to retire with Mary Kay. And me, I can go on till I'm 118 and still look fabulous and empower women. So yeah, that's what I love about Mary Kay, because she know how women think and how we operate. We like choices. We don't just like one thing, you know. So yeah. So that's my goal.
And you know what? Speak to that, that togetherness perspective, because we just keeping it 100. We know how sisters can be. They can be very passionately competitive. That can kind of spill over sometimes to the point of some ridiculousness and just bickering amongst ourselves. We'll talk about the togetherness, the bond that Mary Kay brings for women all over, but and men too, but women all over, but more specifically for our African American sisters, sisters all over. Since we're talking international.
Right. Well, for all women, women wear a lot of hats and we do a lot of things. A lot of times we don't get recognized for it. We don't get celebrated for it. And in Mary Kay, it doesn't matter what condition a woman is in. She always got a sign in front of her to say, make me feel important. And in Mary Kay, that's what we do, from the least to the $1 million person. Every part of your Mary Kay business, if you accomplished 100 no's, we're gonna celebrate you. You got 100 no's. Oh my gosh, here is your crown. Okay, so that's what we do. And women love that. They love to be recognized and celebrated, and they have a safe place because we're women. We understand. We're caregivers. We're moms. We're single moms. We're divorcees. We're a lot. So we understand that, but the beauty of it is we can come together and support one another and feel safe and in a trusted space, and not being taken advantage of, and just being, real with one another. I hope that answers your question, because I'm just speaking from my heart.
Well, and we can't ask for any more than that. There are some things are some things are scripted, and then some things are just from the heart. And no, that's what we ask for. And I think that's evident by your appearance and how passionate you are about it and how highly you speak about it. I mean, it gets to a point where, yeah, they may in the midst of the training, I'm sure, will probably offer or have scripts, and because everyone doesn't come into Mary Kay as a already polished speaker,
right.
Or as a communicator. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be surprised if some folks got into it to improve those skill sets.
Absolutely.
But then you get into it after a while, and you just kind of mentors. I know you are out there mentoring. You impart to these folks to get to a point where you can be yourself, be authentic, be real, be passionate, all those adjectives to provide that service.
So you asked me a question?
No, I think I don't know what I was doing.
Okay, all right, but I received it.
I guess the question turned into just those things that you offer in Mary Kay, other than just selling products, because I'm sure there's mentorship involved, and there's education, there's training, correct?
As well as personal growth. I never was a public speaker. I never was, I was a person in the background because I feel, hey, what do I have to talk about? But Mary Kay, just by being around a woman's, a kitchen table with two people sitting there, and they're listening to me, instructing them how to use our product. I didn't actually do the demonstration, but just teaching them. And then I learned, Porsche, you're doing public speaking. And so then I was put on a bigger platform. And a bigger place. So it was personal growth as well.
Now, Ms. Porsche, you said you have 2 daughters?
2 daughters.
Are they a part of Mary Kay?
They were in the early days, and I would say, Mom, Mary Kay is your thing. And I respect that. I understand that. But they're successful in their own right. And I think I had a part in that. They saw me set goals, they saw me miss goals, they never saw me quit. And so I think by them watching their mom, how I worked, it really where they're strong women, they're independent women. So I don't have to worry about it. They're good. They are good. So yeah.
Mission accomplished, right?
Mission accomplished, absolutely. Because they always say, Mom, you can do it. I said, okay.
Wow.
They just were never really interested.
Huh?
They weren't. They were never really interested in Mary Kay.
Well, they enjoyed the fruits of Mary Kay through their mom. They rode in the free car, because I know my youngest daughter, she never rode the school bus. So from the 4th grade to her senior year, I took her to school in a Mary Kay car. She didn't have to, So they just always, then when they start, get into skincare and their own glam and everything, they can just reach off the shelf and get what they want.
So they do use the product.
Oh yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
good,
No,
okay.
one thing with my daughters, I taught them before they could wear makeup, learn how to take care of your skin.
Right.
Take care of your skin. So yeah. So
Okay.
that's who they are.
All right. So Eric, do you have another question?
I do, but it has nothing to do with Mary Kay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But it has everything to do with this been married 50 years thing.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, I've been in August of this year, be 22 years for me, but I mean, in my eyes, you're like an OG. So these days, you're like a super OG.
Oh, wow.
But what are, for a young fella like myself, I'm sure there are many, but if you had 1 or 2 gems just to push off, to share, what would those be to a successful relationship?
Trust. I always say, after the love is gone, it got to be trust. It got to be trust. Yeah. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So with trust comes everything else. You have your communication, all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Trust.
Got it.
See how simple it is, not complicated.
No, I guess sometimes we make it complicated, right?
Just like the biz, we make it complicated, but it's so simple.
What are there particular tenants with Mary Kay, rule? I'll say, for lack of better terms, I'll say rules, but kind of guidelines or rules to go by, or certain core values. I guess that's it. Core values that Mary Kay has established that you all go by.
Just be honest and integrity. Mean what you say what you mean. Be honest when you're dealing with your customers. And for my customers, the customer's always right. I'm old school. The customer's always right. If I quote a certain price and I realize, oh, they put the wrong amount, but okay, I have to stand on that and just be okay with that. Yeah, but just trust and being honest.
Okay.
So Porsche, you want to talk a little bit about Mary Kay opportunities?
Sure. First of all, Mary Kay is not a pyramid. Let's get that real clear. It's a dual company. You deal with Mary Kay, it's you and Mary Kay. That's it. There's no middleman unless you want to create one for yourself, but there is no middleman. We have no limited territories, which I really love. We can do this business anywhere in the United States, Puerto Rico, or the Virgin Islands. The only thing we can't, in other 35 countries, we're not allowed to sell our product for some other regulation reasons. We have no quotas, so you're not expected to sell a certain amount. You have the flexibility where you work your business when you want to work your business. There's no one that, like a boss, you know, telling you when to go to work, but you have your own flexibility. You can work when you want. You can be your own boss, and I like that. You know, if I fired myself many times, and I've hired myself many times. I've given myself a promotion, whatever. I am the boss of my business, and I love that. I'm the janitor. I had to be the janitor. I had to be the CEO. I have to be all of that for my business to operate. We do have ongoing training, but it's not a requirement, but I do recommend you need to learn your craft and know how to do your business. To join Mary Kay, it's the only requirement is to come into the company. You have to come through a consultant. You can't go to the company and say, I want to be a Mary Kay consultant. They say, great, find your consultant and you can come in through the consultant. Well, to join the business, it's two ways, $30. $30 to join a $1 billion company. Can you get excited? And with that $30, it gives you a state-of-the-art website where your customers can shop 24/7. And you also receive a credit card processing account that will process all your customers' credit cards, debit cards that's coming through your website. That's one way to join Mary Kay. The other way to join Mary Kay is $130, and that's the traditional way with the beautiful showcase that you receive with over 400 in retail product, all the samples that you would need to do at least 30 faces. And we teach new consultants quickly how to do 30 faces in 30 days. You have all your training material that you need inside, and all your samples and sales slip, date book, all of that is in your kit. But you also receive a state-of-the-art website and a processing credit card system to process all your customers and credit cards and debit cards. So it's only two ways, $30 holler, which is like I call it, the $30 holler, or the traditional way of 130. And then from that point, you decide, when you want to start your training, and you're off and running.
So you don't have a big suitcase full of products. Do you do like direct shipping, or how do you? I don't know. I just see this huge suitcase.
I do have product on hand, and the reason why, Mary Kay product is an impulse buy. And when a woman wants her whatever she wants it now, she don't want it tomorrow or 2 weeks from now. So if she needs something where she's getting ready to go out of town, I done ran out of my cleansing cream, Porsche, I need to get it now. I can't say, well, let me order it and it'll be back in 2 weeks. No, she's gonna go find Jacqueline, or she's gonna go find Cinta, somebody she can get it right there on the spot. But then I do have my customers that's out of state that shop on my website, and I pay Mary Kay a little fee to ship that product out for me. So, Mary Kay can work for me. So anyway, again, that flexibility, how you want to operate with your customer, but you make the final decision how you want to service your customer. Mary Kay doesn't do that for us. And I like that.
That's good. Wow. And then they have the Mary Kay University.
Mary Kay University. I say that's for the newbies, because the season we already know. But for the newbies, that's the place to go, to the UK University and MK University rather, and get all the knowledge and information that you need.
Yeah, I recently went there. I was there, yeah. You did it too, Cynthia? So it's addicting. You just sit here and you just read it, and you're answering questions, and it's like, oh, I got to get it again, And it's just, and then you learn so much about the product just from taking those courses. You learn so much about the products. Yeah.
I never realized how much you could learn about your skin until you get that skincare course of it, and like I was saying, it was even so much of the time that you spend outside and what you're putting on when you should be washing your face and and I said, you know what, this is amazing. If nothing else, women should just join Mary Kay to take these classes. Because
well, they say a 1 year in Mary Kay is like a 4-year college degree. Really?
Oh, wow,
I
really?
like
Yeah,
somebody.
1 year in Mary. I mean, not just I'm in Mary Kay with a Mary Kay pen, but actually in the business. Yeah, it's like a 4-year college degree. You learn marketing, and I mean a lot, really how to run a business on a
Yes,
small scale.
amazing. And the beautiful part about it is if the ladies are watching and want to come, it's the women that come to you, around you, and through you. It's just the whole line. I love being somewhere and I'm talking about it, and somebody, oh yeah, I did it too. And they're everything, the personality. It's I say, wow, you can tell a Mary Kay girl because they're so sweet. And they say, have you tried this? Maybe you should talk to your people about doing this and everything, giving you the knowledge back and everything, not trying to hold, not trying to steal your people. And everything is just absolutely awesome. It's just been one of the best decisions that I made.
Wow. Well, congratulations, Cynthia. Awesome. I know it's the best decision I made. If I could do it again, I'd do it all over again. Start all over again. But yeah, that's why I came back the second time, because when I was out that year, I had no goals, no dreams, and the people that were surrounding me had no goals, no dreams. I said, I'm out of my element. I got to get back in America, but I still didn't know how to get there until this top national contacted me and said, Portia, you need to come back. And I said, oh, I mean, I don't know if I would have made a decision to come back, but somebody saw something in me to say, Portia, you need to come back to this platform. And so I'm so glad I did. And see, I never would have met Cinta. I wouldn't have met Jacqueline. I wouldn't have met you, Captain, if I wasn't in Mary Kay. Oh, yeah.
So, so Portia, what are the men in Mary Kay saying? I mean, what are their feelings about Mary Kay? What are they saying?
As far as the business or the product?
As far as both, the business, being a part of the business and the product, because when you think of Mary Kay, you don't think of men.
Mm-mm.
But to have a man, because we have a man on our team, we have one gentleman on our team. So what are they saying? I mean, have you talked to men who've been there for years, who've been selling the product for years?
Now, personally, for me, because I don't personally know a guy, but I have seen men, in the Mary Kay industry that are successful in Mary Kay. But as far as the product line, I find with men want to know, but you just have to know how to approach them. So if I see a guy that have, some shaving issues going on under their skin, I can help him with that. I'll give him a sample, or I may approach his wife or girlfriend and say, hey, could you try this on your husband? And most of the time, this is how men roll. How much is it? They don't really,
Yep.
if you say it works. How much is it? But I wouldn't sell a guy just anything just be selling. So anyway, and I follow with him in 2 weeks to make sure he's getting the results that he wants. But most of my male clients, they're pleased. And, if the wife is happy with it, everything is okay. So, but most of the time, they're pleased with, with their purchase of their skincare line.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But what about the gentlemen who actually sell it, who are in the company?
How they operate their business?
Yeah, how are they
to be honest, that's a class I need
director?
to take. And I really want to know, how are you doing this so I can relate this to another guy who may be thinking about doing something like Mary Kay, because they're dealing with women. How do you approach that where you feel, that's a lesson all to it. That's a class all to itself. And I would love to sign up for that class. That's information under my belt. Oh, okay, this is how y'all operate. And I can approach this guy, and but yeah, all I can do is just applaud, because I mean, their whole organization is all women. How did all these women feed into you, and you're a male? But it's happening.
Yeah.
Speak if you can. You've had the experience to do so. Speak to how it felt to have met someone from another part of the country who didn't even perhaps speak the same language as you, but the one commonality, or the 2-word commonality that you had was Mary Kay. What was that experience like?
Let me tell you. Wow, I tell you, I always say, why do these things happen to me for a time like this? That's why. I remember being when I was active duty Air Force. That's when I joined Mary Kay. And of course, on military base, you got people from all over the world that live on base.
Right.
Well, that was one of my customers. Her mom had come over from the Philippines, and she didn't speak English. She didn't speak English, but she knew Mary Kay. And so all I would say, and she put the product on, I give her a towel and take it off. And then she put a moisture. I didn't even speak her language. And she kept saying, she liked whatever I was putting on. So then I learned that skill. I don't have to speak the language. Women get it. They know what they're looking for. You, the consultant, just had to be brave enough to step out. Don't be concerned with, I don't speak her language. So
Right.
I live in a international city.
Mhm.
So we got people from all over the world that lives here in my little surrounding. And I'm able to approach it. They see anything with Mary Kay. Mary Kay, and now Mary Kay got information now. You can get it all different language now. So if I need to go on to my In Touch page and look up information for that particular language, then I can gear it that way. So Mary Kay got you, so we don't have to worry about that language barrier. But women get it. When they see Mary Kay, they know exactly what you're talking about.
Nice.
And the product sells itself, basically.
Yes.
Sells
Yeah.
itself.
Oh gosh, if I had to sell Mary Kay, I don't think I could do it. If I had to convince, somebody, if a woman do not see the importance of taking care of her skin, that's on her.
Right.
That's strictly on her.
Right.
So yeah. So all I do is just teach. That's all I do. I just teach people how to take care of their skin, and they make the final decision if if it's important to them. By using Mary Kay, they may have another brand if they like. It's okay.
Mhm, mhm, yeah. And now the product is some women might think, oh, it's a little pricey
Mhm,
compared to other products, but you get what you pay for.
mhm.
You get what you pay for. Yeah. So
And then on the flip side, how I could overcome that objection, they let me know they don't have a Mary Kay consultant. See, when you go to the department store, you got to pay for whatever the price is. You got to pay it. That the person behind that counter cannot negotiate anything like that. But when you have a personal Mary Kay consultant, and that's a little bit different. And that's why I have my VIP customers. A person that's not on my VIP list, they don't get the specialties that my VIP customer gets. So guess what? Everybody won't be on my VIP list. Everybody. And somebody said, no, you need to tell me with your consultant. And I tell the consultant, hey girl, get you a VIP list. So your consultant, your customers can stay with you. But yeah, when I hear that, oh, it's too pricey, let me know, oh, you don't have a regular Mary Kay consultant because you're missing out on all the deals, all the specials, all the goodies. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, because we can change those prices around. Because I know
Hey.
what I'll do is I'll pay for their shipping.
Mhm.
When I send a product, I'll pay for the shipping. I may pay for the taxes.
Mhm.
Then I'll put a little gift in with it. A sample of another product, so they can,
Absolutely.
it's like a tease.
Uh-huh.
So,
See, I
yeah,
love
because I
that flexibility. I can run it how I want to run it and not,
right,
this is a guideline. This is the only way you can do it.
right, right.
Well, it's
Because
good.
one
It's good.
client, when she received her package, I'm sorry, one client
No,
when she received her package, she was like, I didn't realize how large they were. Because I mean, they're like
Wow.
6.5 ounces. So I'm like, they are kind of big and they last a long time because you
mm,
only need to use a little bit of product. It's not
Right.
like you got to use a lot of it. It works. You just
Yeah,
use a little bit of
absolutely.
it. So what were you going to say, Eric?
no. So it's good to know the real deal. So if I see someone coming at me, they're talking about Mary Kay, when K spelling Kae, then I need to go the other direction. They're not the real deal.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's wrong. So, Miss Portia, do you have any contact information you want to give out or anything? Or if somebody needs to get
I can give my
yeah,
website if that's okay.
that's fine.
Okay. You can reach me at www.marykay.com/P State Right, the number 1.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
This is
And-
fun.
yeah,
I
and
had
talking
fun.
about your journey through Mary Kay. We really appreciate it. And with Cinta and I being consultants, because that's something to look forward to as well.
Yeah.
But thank you so very much. We really appreciate you. And
Yes,
just
thank
remember,
you.
guys, everything you heard and everything we said was our point of view. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.